you are going from living a life where you are overworked, out of balance with some area of work in your life, right, to becoming more carefree, becoming a wanderer, a traveler, finding love, okay? And you are going to be overcoming any loss that you may have had, as well as those lack of connections. So you may have lost some connections along the way. We often go through a dark night of the soul during our spiritual awakening, and that dark night of the soul is what really pushed me into wanting to be a spiritual teacher, because Rich Rising, my love. So I'm here to get you guys a past life narrative. And if this is your first time here, I am Regal Essence. I am Queen TV. I am Queen TV After Dark. I am Life is a Love Goddess. I am Life is a Laid Back Mom. I'm your crystal healer and Zilla. I'm your ray of sunshine in the afternoon time, and I'm somebody's pre-K teacher and ABA therapist. Hey, boo, hey! So listen, there is a link in my bio. I want you to go and follow me on all my social media sites, because I am looking to build a community. Oh, yeah, baby. I am looking to build a community of like-minded individuals who are looking to heal, grow, glow. And if that is your jam, you are going to love it here. Okay, so let's get into it. So we got Traveler, Wanderer. We got Finding Love. We got Loss or Reverse of Fortune, Isolation, Loss of Connections, and Overworked, Out of Balance. So let's get into it. So I did a little pre-shuffle. I'm always playing with my cards, y'all. So I saw Overworked today. So I think that's what we're going to focus on. Number 13. Number 13, which breaks down to all right, so which breaks down to a 4, but let's get into it. All of these cards are in chronological order. Okay, Spirit. All right, so you are going from living a life where you are overworked, out of balance with some area of work in your life, right, to becoming more carefree, becoming a wanderer, a traveler, finding love, okay? And you are going to be overcoming any loss that you may have had, as well as those lack of connections. So you may have lost some connections along the way. We often go through a dark night of the soul during our spiritual awakening, and that dark night of the soul is what really pushed me into wanting to be a spiritual teacher, because oftentimes we don't understand what is going on. It is a dark night of the soul. And I also want you guys to look up the 7 stages of spiritual awakening. I gotta remember whose video I saw that was excellent. Also, too, I want you to study the hero's journey. I feel like a lot of men can relate with the hero's journey, and it will explain a lot if you are going through your own personal spiritual awakening. So we are going to be overcoming any loss or isolation that we may have gone through in our dark night of the soul, okay? And we are becoming renewed, right? And we're going to do things different, and we're going to do things more in balance so that we can find love, okay? And travel and just live a life of freedom, all right? So let's get to it. So I am going to focus on, I'm going to focus on overwork. So we know what finding love in a spouse is, right? And we know about traveling and wandering. So if you are traveling, if you're called to travel, if you've already traveled, if you've already been a person that has liked to travel. And then we got power and we got personal power on the bottom of the deck, which is Mr. Strong Guy. All right. So as you can see, these two are the opposites of each other. Okay. So we are basically balancing levels of karma in that we're not coming here to be overworked, hating what it is that we do, right? But instead, we are gaining personal power in the choices and the decisions that we make, and how it is that we spend our time, right? So we always talk about karma. We'll talk about it now. We always talk about karma in 3 ways. So we are here to balance out the karma in one of 3 ways. One, we can be totally deciding that there's an energy that we no longer want to deal with. It may be some type of toxic cycle, some type of toxic relationship. And we've decided, yeah, I ain't dealing with that shit this lifetime, right? We can have a reverse of fortune, meaning we lost something in the past life and it's karmic retribution for us to gain it in this lifetime, right? Or this is a prime example of how we can be balancing out our karma. We're going from being overworked to gaining our own personal power, right? So they look similar, but they have different stances in life, right? So we're here to balance out and live this in our life, right? The reason why we learn about our past life is because we are trying to heal something from a past life so that we can live our best life right now, currently, right? So we can be in our personal power, all right? So let's get into overwork and out of balance, number 13, which is also can break down to a number 4, okay? If this message is resonating with you, do me a favor, drop me a comment. Let's get to know each other in the comments. So this card indicates strong, intense extremes in your profession or job experience. It reveals a number of past lives where you worked and that was your main functions and activity, okay? You labored far too hard and too long to sustain the balance needed in those lives, and that pattern may be continuing now. Often patterns of too much work follow the karmic cause of repetition, okay? So if you've overworked in the past life, you may be overworking now, okay? Even in uncomfortable and unhealthy situations, and it doesn't have to be sanitary health, it can be your personal health. It's too stressful, right? Stress causes reactions in our body. Stress causes dis-ease, right? That causes disease, right? So your job can be unhealthy just because it's stressful, right? So you may have worked in those environments in a prior life, and you may be repeating that in this life. If you are the type of person who defines yourself through your career, you would even be less inclined to set boundaries in that part of your life. But there's another karmic cause that can be a present influence from this past life energy. The old imbalance of having to work too much could hold a deep resistance to working at all. That energetic wall could result in a present pattern of repeatedly losing or leaving jobs or not being able to find the work that you desire. In fact, your unknown intention may be telling the universe, get into it, clock it, to protect you from too much work by keeping you unemployed, okay? If this is a present pattern, affirm that it's safe and comfortable for you to work with joy and balance. And if this card is near the caretaker or the servitude card in this spread, you can be assured that that balance and boundary setting are karmic callings for you, necessary for happiness now and for joyfulness in times to come. So it didn't come near caretaker or servitude, but it did come near personal power. And I basically already just said that to y'all. In order for you to live your most happy life presently, you're going to have to balance those two things out, right? And then also it is going to affect your lifetimes to come, all right? All right, so the karmic shift it's always important to set very clear lines and patterns and how much work you're willing to do, okay? Self-care, relaxation, fun, and family times are necessary components for a healthy and happy life. Your willingness to sacrifice that for a job only invites more work and less leisure time. You have to own your schedule and choose to create the balanced life you know you deserve. Clock it. And I'm actually going through that now. I didn't know I was going to be off work for a couple of days, and I'm just like, I could be stressed about money, but instead I'm going to take that as a time that I need to slow down, do a little self-care. And the thing is, when we are manifesting our best life, before we get the money, before we get the life that we want, we have to be able to feel those feelings. So you got to practice being her. You got to practice already being in your dream life. You got to practice already waking up in your dream existence, okay? So this card is crazy because this came out for me. And y'all, listen, I got to take my own advice, all right? So listen, this is your affirmation, and then I'm going to get on out of here. Make me some breakfast. I release toxic work patterns from the past. I am attracting the ideal job that honors me in all ways, okay? So I want y'all to affirm that. If you are having any struggles within your job, make sure you write it down, put it on a sticky, rehearse it, do me a favor, like this video, share it, Save it for when you need a little pick me up. And remember, I love you. Peace.